Cook, motivational speaker and author of international selling 5 Keys for Success, will entertain, educate, and inspire audiences with his keynote speech, The 5 Keys. Mike has used the 5 keys to accomplish exceptional levels of success in business, life, and family, and has studied the use of these keys in Olympic athletes, Hollywood stars, successful entrepreneurs, and everyday people. He will show you and your team how to apply these principles to help you achieve success in any situation.
The first key is the key of realization. You got to see yourself for what you are, and you got to see your situation for what it is. If you're going to achieve anything, the first thing you have to do is see that there is something going on. You have to see that you have a goal that you want to achieve. Until you realize you've got to make a change, until you realize there's just something not quite right, until you realize that you have a goal you want to achieve, you're never going to get anywhere. You'll be like a boat without a sail. The 5 keys for success, they're different because they're tangible. It's a plan that you can walk away with and put into action the very same day. You've got to see what success is like. If you don't understand what success looks like, how can you know that you've gotten there? You've got to be able to visualize yourself through vivid imagery scripts. Say for instance, you see yourself up on this stage receiving Salesman of the Year awards. You see yourself going home with that big fat bonus check you just received, showing it to your wife and saying, honey, pack your bags, we're on our way. You've got to imagine what success is going to look like. Visualize it. How the 5 keys to success work is this. There are a set of steps in written format that utilize both positive and negative reinforcement. The next thing we have is the key of motivation. What is turning us to get there? What is our internal drive? What's our external motivation? Let me tell you a story about a guy named Scott Sparks. With $1,000 in his pocket, he quit his job, packed his family up, and drove from Alabama to Indiana. His father-in-law was taking over a church and he wanted to be there with him. What Scott did is he took the first ad he saw in the newspaper, a conveyor belt salesman. He had no clue what conveyors were, but that didn't stop him. Within a few years, he started managing that company. The man who interviewed him actually became his employee. A year or two after that, Scott started his own international conveyor company, which is now very successful. Scott found the key of motivation. He used it inside of his own life and he became successful because of it. So I started studying others, and through the book I case studied several different people. Olympic athletes, people who have overcome adverse tragedies such as domestic violence, people who have gone, Jared Ogle, who has lost 245 pounds with the Subway diet. I have used those people and studied what they did to be successful, and I pulled out what I feel are the 5 keys to success, and that's what I put into this program. One, if you're not dedicated, you're not going to implement your plan. 2, if you don't implement your plan, it's because you're not dedicated. Without dedication, we're not going to be able to implement the plans. It doesn't matter how much we think we would like to do something. If we don't produce results, it doesn't mean anything. One of the ways that a friend of mine has to dedicating himself is he has an accountability partner. This accountability partner is someone that's going to help you through your journey to achieve your goals, to be successful. I had a chance to meet Ken Lineman one time. By the age of 18, she was the top amateur swimmer in the United States. She swam on an average of 7 to 12 miles every single day. I had a chance to talk to her and I asked her, I said, what is the hardest part about swimming 12 miles a day? She told me, getting into the water. The hardest part of her dedication was getting into the water. The next side of this key is implementation. We got to have a specific set of steps before we do anything. How many out there are list makers? So implementing our plan, we have to have a written plan of what we're going to do. The fifth and final key, and really one of the most important, is the key of reiteration. Go back to the beginning, start over. Tweak and debug. Look and see what's working and do it more. Look and find out what's not working, take it out and put something else in there. Reiteration isn't going from the back and starting over necessarily. It's going from the back and looking at where we've come from. In the book, The 5 Keys for Success, in the very back, here's a written diary. This is another thing that's very, very powerful about this program. It helps you write down everything from realization to visualization to motivation, dedication, implementation, and finally your reiteration. It gives you that roadmap to be successful. What I'm hoping is that once you utilize these keys to be successful in your life, you'll mentor someone, help them become successful in their life as well. These aren't patented ideas. These aren't something that you have to pay to use. They're simple steps that you can use in a real life setting to help anybody overcome adversity, to achieve their goals, to be successful in life. That's what I'm hoping this program brings about.
Mike speaks to groups of any size and can customize the material to fit your group. Mike's promise to you is that the 5 keys will help you realize your goals and put your plan into practice in an organized fashion so you can and will succeed at anything you set your mind to. Call and reserve your date soon. The 5 keys are catching on like wildfire. Call 317-512-0331 or email success@the5keys.com. And remember, we wish you much success.